Hey there, and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Now, as promised, we've got info on an interesting event being held that just may be what you're looking for when it comes to the next step into your dream career in the medical field. Now, this is all part of It's Time Texas and regional partners in the Rio Grande Valley, and it's an exciting interactive workshop that aims to empower local health champions. The site says that it can help you develop your skills, knowledge, resources, and connections to improve health in your local school, your workplace, and of course, RGV community. So definitely feel free to check it out. Not only will it help you to network in this field, but you'll have the chance to participate in various interactive presentations and hopefully just feel inspired when it comes to leadership and of course collaboration and health equity. And you can visit itstimetexas.org/regional workshops for more information. And while these workshops will most certainly inspire you when it comes to your career in healthcare, what about inspiration when it comes to events in your personal life, like your wedding? Of course, during the pandemic, a lot of people were still expecting to tie the knot, and that percentage even went up more than we had seen in previous years. Apparently, it was the busiest wedding season in the last 40 years, which is really interesting because it happened in the midst of inflation and high demand, meaning it was more expensive than normal, just to get hitched. But even now, many couples are still wanting to get married, but they're trying to look for creative ways to do the whole thing. From bachelor and bachelorette parties to the official ceremony, in a manner that just doesn't break the bank. But there's actually an app that can help us plan out our perfect day in a costly way. Check it out.
I'm Mike Petrakis. I'm the founder and CEO of the Batch app. Absolutely. This is the biggest year of weddings since 1984, and we are seeing about 70,000 parties a month planning through Batch. So we think this is a great year. It's a big year for our app, and our vendors and our suppliers across the country are very excited to host all these parties. Sure. So the app helps parties plan and book a trip from start to finish. You invite your friends, you chat with each other, you put an itinerary together, and you split up expenses all in one place. With all the weddings this year, these trips get expensive, right? So we think it's important to utilize our expense feature. We think it's important to book early when you're looking at booking fun experiences with friends. And if you follow us or if you follow on our emails, you'll see that we offer promotions and discounts sometimes for our vendors as well, to make sure you can lock in the best deal for your party. So Nashville is our #1 city, and which is the classic bachelorette destination across the country, right? And then Scottsdale is #2, and that's been the fastest up and coming market. And then Austin, Texas, which is probably not too far away from you, is our #3. So fun experiences would include, a honky tonk party express bus in Nashville. There's 10 different party buses on the Batch app in Nashville. Scottsdale Cabana Boys, where you could have guys dressed in Chippendale outfits essentially bring you drinks and serve you as cocktail bartenders at your poolside at your Airbnb. And then in Austin, you have Devil's Cove on Lake Travis. That's a popular boat rental place. If you want to spend a Saturday afternoon, you can have fun with your friends and you'll be surrounded by the hundreds of different bachelor and bachelorette parties. Yeah, so you have goat yoga in Nashville. We have 3 different goat yogas. You have a yacht charter in Miami or pontoon boats that you want to book. There's probably 20 different boats that you can choose from. We see the tiki party boat become increasingly popular in Florida, in South Florida as well. I think for a Batch, it's everything fun that you could book during the day. That means brunch reservations. It means party buses, boats, ATV tours, really anything from when you wake up to when you go to bed. We want to offer in our app so that you can just plan this seamlessly with your friends to ensure that you've done your job of planning a great trip for your bride for their upcoming bachelorette party. I think it's a great year. I would reiterate if you're looking, because we have 70,000 parties using Batch every single month, get in front of planning your party because experiences time slots get booked up.
And now that we know of a unique way to save money for our own wedding, let's go ahead and take a peek at the history of this special romantic event. Where did it all start? All right, according to weddingforward.com, apparently the longest recorded wedding lasted 91 years and 12 days. I know, it's unbelievable. Now, the site also says that there are stats saying that couples who get married between the particular ages of 28 and 32 tend to stay together longer, which is pretty interesting. And apparently couples who spend more than 5 hours a week together also are more likely to experience a more successful marriage. Now, the site also says that the traditional kiss witnessed by all at a wedding started in ancient Rome. And that kiss signified back then a legal bond that basically just sealed the deal, like an official contract, when it came to their new marriage. And it also outlines that pearls are a common tradition that we typically saw back then with brides at weddings. And this is actually a symbol for good luck, according to wedding history. The site says that birthstones brought bad luck, but with pearls in the Greek culture, you'd be fending off the tears of gods, bringing your marriage good luck. That's what they said. It also mentions that the whole walking down the aisle with flower petals, it's actually a literal metaphor meant to bring the bride a sweet and plentiful wedded life. And back in those days, the groom would apparently have to keep his sword hand-free in case he needed to fend off competing suitors last minute. The site says that it was just, part of the wedding tradition and that it, of course, evolved throughout the years. It also outlines that the cost of a wedding dress, as we know, can get pretty pricey. It even says that the world's most expensive dress featured 150 carats worth of diamonds. And lastly, apparently Queen Victoria's wedding cake was one that will stay in the history books. Okay, the site says that it was about 8 feet tall and 9 feet wide, with a pretty heavy weight for, being a cake. It also outlines that brides from ancient Greece believed that if you would tuck a lump of sugar into your gown on that special day, it would lead to good luck, a sweet life. And apparently even some modern brides use that, superstitious trick today.
I've had the pleasure of, making several characters in my films that show up on Halloween at the door, and I've also come to value my connection to young audiences so much in my life, because young people grow up and you never come out of their heart.
Hey, you got a little something on your boy.
Speaking of your Halloween costumes, what is your favorite Halloween character of yours that you see out on the streets?
The mask has transcended time and space. It seems to keep reintroducing itself to new generations of people. And, Abel Tesfaye, The Weeknd, when we got to know each other, he said, I'm in the business because of the mask. And so now in his new video of Out of Time, I have a moment, I have a cameo as a doctor where I actually put a mask on his face, and it's like come full circle.
All right, with that in mind, you guys, we're ending the show here. Thanks again so much for joining us today, and be sure to tune in again next time, because as always, we've got a lot going on. And don't forget to follow our team on social media. We're always posting pictures of what we got coming up for the show, and it's your chance for your comment or even your question to be featured on air. And as always, you can visit valleycentral.com to rewatch some of today's favorite segments. We've got all that and so much more next time on Valley por Vida. We'll see you then.